Hey viewers, welcome to another edition of Bloons Tower Defense 5, the daily challenge, and today we are solving a rather difficult one. Today we have to defeat castle medium difficulty rounds 30 to 85 for some reason. So not stopping at, what is it normally? 70? 75? Something like that? 70 I think. 65. It's actually 65. Yeah, we have to go all the way to 85. And we have, well, starting at round 30, we have something like 8,000 cash. So for that I bought the 3 and 2 airplane and the 3 and 2 cannon, and I'm going to upgrade with another cannon. The rest of the cannons are going to be 2 and 3. I'm not getting the ultimate on either side. The ultimate on path 1 is pretty good, and in case you were wondering, I am whispering quite a bit here because I have to be a little bit quiet. Not everyone's awake in the house. Anyway, yeah, the goal of this whole thing is to get the 18,000 upgrades on the planes, on the Monkey Ace. Because once you get that, you pretty much won. And yeah, pretty much, not entirely, because I had to do this about 25 times. Yeah, you heard that correctly, 25 times. First of all, forgetting that the first wave was wave 30, so not wave 1, meaning that you had lead balloons immediately coming at you, so you need something to deal with that. Then forgetting the camo balloons quite a few times in round 33, which is the third round. That's why you need the second upgrade on path 2 of your Monkey Ace. And then, yeah, just in general a lot of bad play on my part, forgetting to build enough cannons to deal with the waves that have a lot of ceramic balloons in it, not upgrading the correct things. Wave 46 is a real problem. That's your first Moab. Because you have only 3 cannons by that time, or maybe 4, you have to get really lucky with your airplanes. You have to get lucky with your airplanes anyway. This same playthrough for someone else can result in 0 balloons true, while I have 9 already. But if you get a little bit luckier, you can yeah, you can get a lot more of the early balloons popped. Because it's all about where your Monkey Aces are. The Monkey Aces are pretty random in that regard. Anyway, I have 3 cannons in the front now, all of them, well, no, one of them, the first one, is 3 and 2. The other 2 are 2 and 2. And one in the back entrance, well, actually the exit, which is 3 and 2 as well. Now I'm going to get these, I forgot what they're called, spike shooters thingies, at 3 and 0. I don't know if they are 3 and 0 yet, but they should be 3 and 0. And I'm going to upgrade the third upgrade on my cannons on path 2. The Moab Maulers. You need at least 2 Moab Maulers. Well, you need at least 1, but that is really difficult to pull off. I pulled it off once. I don't know what I did differently. I think I added a mortar in there, so that means you do have the 3 cannons hammering on it. Or I upgraded to 4 and 2 on the cannon, well, the first cannon I put down. I don't know exactly. Anyway, this is going to be wave number 46, I think. And yeah, there you go. So only 2 Moab Maulers in place. Yeah, the spike shooter, the tack shooter, that's what it's called, something like that, doing some actually good work, and that means that I'm not going to let a whole lot through. So once again, yeah, I didn't really get lucky with the shots there. Could have had a lot more done. I lost 15 lives so far, which is not a problem. I have 50. using my life as kind of a resource not to overbuild on certain things. I think I also forgot to upgrade the 2 upgrades on path 1 of my airplane, but I'm not actually sure, so you can rewind and see if I actually upgraded that, but I forgot those quite a few times. So I go 0 and 3 on the second airplane at first, but then you have to upgrade to 2 and 3, because otherwise you miss a lot of darts. But yeah, I forgot that quite a few times and then was wondering, why are so many balloons getting through? Well, that's why. If you don't have the fastest shooting on, then you're going to lose a whole bunch of darts, because there are like 16 darts coming out of this thing. So if you double the attack speed, that is going to really matter for the amount of darts you can put out. So I set everyone to circular tracks. So all of the airplanes, I'm going to get more airplanes because airplanes are really good. But yeah, the circular paths may not be the best solution here. I like it, but it does mean that you're sometimes really far away from your target and sometimes really close. Well, I guess with the figure 8 top to bottom, that's the same problem. Oh, by the way, I'm going for the 18,000 upgrade here, and I'm rebuilding whatever I had to sell to get rid of to get it. I did calculate it first. So now there are 2 Moab Maulers left, and I'm going to rebuild the tech shooters to 3 and 0 as quickly as possible, because I really like them. I think I'm going to build more of them. Yeah, I should use them more often in general, but I think I will build more of them in this playthrough too. I think I will build 4 total. But as I said, I played it I think 25 times, something like that. That's really not an exaggeration. A lot of those went for like 4 minutes, because you can fast forward through everything if you don't use the Gatling guns or the monkey farms. The banana farms, sorry. Yeah, that's a wrong cannon. So I want to have all AoE cannons there, because, well, that's what was lacking in many of my previous playthroughs. I didn't have enough AoE damage in the end, so a huge group of balloons would come there. I would have no problem with the Moabs, with the big waves of balloons, but then in the end part of the track there's nothing to stop them. In the beginning of the track there's all kinds of really cool towers to do whatever needs to be done, so the single target damage or the AoE damage. And then in the back of the track only the darts from my airplanes will actually hit them, which is not a good thing to have. You want to have as much AoE damage as possible in the end, while having single target damage in the front. And as soon as you have enough single target damage, you should focus on the AoE damage, and all of the AoE damage should be able to target both lanes in the end of the track, because AoE damage in the beginning is fairly pointless unless you count the 1 cannon that I started with, because that is actually very good to make sure that your plane attacks the Moabs and not anything else. Plus I needed it to get rid of the to make sure that I would get all of the lead balloons in the rounds with lead balloons. So I'm going to build more planes here. Yeah, you have a cheap and an expensive trajectory for upgrading, and obviously the best upgrade for it is the path 1 4 and then path 2 2, but that doesn't matter. But that costs like 20,000, whereas path 2 only costs 3,000, because, well, the 4th upgrade is useless, so you're not going to buy that. But the 3000 upgrades, so the 3rd upgrade on path 2, is actually really good, especially if you have multiples. So I upgraded one of the airplanes to never miss targeting, but obviously cannot afford the 18,000 that is needed for the final upgrade. So I'm going to upgrade this airplane to 2 and 3, and hopefully not forgetting the 2 this time. No, actually doing that. But yeah, these I've never used those for some reason. The Operation Dart Storm, the big well, bombers, I would say, they are really good at these kind of tracks. Well, all kinds of tracks, I guess. As long as they can fly close to the balloons at all times, they do a crap ton of damage. And yeah, you can see how easily it cleans up. Well, my setup here cleans up everything. And I have 2 of them now, and they are flying at opposite ends of the circle, which is an accident, but I do try to make that happen. So you can switch between the figure 8 and the circle to make sure that they don't fly at the same position all the time, so to make sure that they have different angles at the same target, and that there's always someone near the balloons, because if you don't do that, you're going to lose. And that's because, well, the monkey aces are random. They shoot random arrows in random direction, and yeah, they don't target unless you have them never miss targeting, and even then they shoot in random directions, but well, they eventually find the balloons they are looking for, or that are close to that that region. But as you can see, lots of darts flying around, 5 cannons in the front to pick off the single balloons, so the Moabs. They're all set to strong. I did upgrade 2 of the cannons now to 4 and 2, which means they have a stun, and that stun is going to be very, very good, especially for the end part. And I'm going to add more cannons to the end part, because that's the only problem I still have with my 4 and 2 plane out. I have no problems dealing with the single balloons, except maybe the last wave, but we'll have to see. No, well, we're not going to see, because I'm going to upgrade the second one, and with 2 of them you have no problem. But yeah, it is kind of risky to go for only planes, so that's why I'm adding a lot of cannons, because the planes are so freaking random and you really don't want to risk that. So another plane added, going for 2 and 3, and going for a circular path, making sure that, or trying to make sure that it doesn't really fly with one of the others, but it does. And I don't think I'm going to fix it, but I should have fixed that. You should try to, if you're going to get 3 of the same plane, you want to have them, well, fly in different different regions of the circle. So once again, getting a 2 and 3 plane, I think that's going to be 2 and 3. And yeah, I do keep an eye on the round count here, because once I reach round 84, I need to make sure that I have 2 fully upgraded Path 1 planes out, because otherwise I think I won't be able to get that. Obviously all of the balloons come on a random path, so they can either go left or right, and you don't know that when you start or before you start. So you have to defend both paths. So against the last wave you can theoretically sell one part of the track, so one half of the track, and then place all the cannons on the other part, but you don't know that beforehand. And yeah, I solved that by just selling or making sure that I only had to sell the tech towers in the end to get my final upgrade on my airplane. And then once I figured that out, I was just waited for the last balloon to come through, saw what path it was going to take, and sold the other path. And because it's round 85 by then, it doesn't matter, because there's only one balloon incoming. It's a Zong. And yeah, once you defeated that, you finished the challenge, so it doesn't matter that you don't have protection on, or, well, defense on the other side of the track. But we'll see that in a few rounds. By this time, as you can see, 4 of the Delta Wings out, and one never miss targeting guy and one 4 and 2 guy. So the never miss targeting is 3 and 2. And you can see the red balloons melting immediately to the Moab Maulers and my great airplane, and the rest of the loose balloons all dying to either the cannons in the back or my Delta Wings. So anyhow, adding more cannons here to the end, and you can see it can target both lanes. It mostly targets the left lane, but it can target balloons coming from the right lane because it has the exit in its region. And this one is going to be, yeah, only just able to do that, so planting a next one next to that would be not good. But yeah, apparently I'm still going to do that. I shouldn't have done that. I should have placed that on top of the castle, so where all my airplanes are. And I'm going to place some cannons there as well. I should make sure that every cannon can reach both sides, because otherwise this happens and all of the balloons get to one side, and yeah, your cannons are just going to be useless on, well, one of the two sides. So this cannon definitely can reach both sides, and it's going to be upgraded to, once again, 3 and 2. And placing some cannons in the front to make sure that the big ones, so the Moabs, get taken down really easily. I think we're getting close to the end. Yeah, it's around 82, well, around 83 now. So I'm going to upgrade this one to a Moab Mauler. Set it to strong. Well, it doesn't really matter at this point. Best practice is to set it to strong, making sure that you target the, well, don't target the same balloon every shot, but just get a lot of shots off on different balloons. That way the splash damage will take care of the rest, and none of them will survive. Otherwise you will take down one of the balloons, but not the others. So getting another 3 and 2 balloon cannon out there. And yeah, we're almost done, about a minute and a half left. So this is round 84, I think, and then I have to calculate some things before I actually go into the final rounds. As you can see, the airplanes are still the same. I still have 4 Delta Wings and one fully upgraded one, and I'm going to upgrade the top left one well, fully, so I have to sell some stuff because I only had 8,000. And I'm going to sell whatever is needed to make sure that I can actually get that. So selling 2 of the Delta Wings, meaning I have 2 remaining, but I have plenty of AoE damage, and I'm missing about 1,000 gold to make this work. So first of all, I'm starting the rounds, and I see that the balloon is going left, so I'm selling the right side to make sure that I can upgrade that. And with 2 of these flying fortresses, or whatever they're called, this should be really easy to take down. And once the balloon dies, and you can see the Moab Maulers doing their job, shooting at it at least like 7 times, and they are still shooting at it, well, some of them, but now there are only blue balloons, and that is not a problem. They don't even reach the end of the cannons in the end. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. GG.